Welcome to my learning space. Hope you guys are good. And today, I think we're going to talk about emotions and how they affect your trading performance. You need to understand that in order for you to perform well in trading, most of your decisions, if not all, have to be based on logic and reasoning rather than your instinct or how you're feeling at the time. That's why there's a need for you to have a strategy that you yourself have tested. That's why it's important to stick to a strict risk management plan. That's why it's important for you to journalize so that you hold yourself accountable, right? That's why it's important for you to have a routine. Have certain times where you look at the market and not just do things out of emotion, right? And so the reason why this is so important is because the market is structured in such a way to manipulate you, to take decisions out of emotion rather than reasoning and logic. If you're not aware or if you're not careful, you will find yourself being in a position where your emotions are manipulated to work against you. So, say for example, you've had a winning streak. Now you are feeling overly confident. You feel like you are now a god. What happens most of the time is when you are in that winning streak, your emotions of being confident or overly confident now outweigh the reasoning and logic side of you, right? And you find yourself maybe over leveraging or taking more trades that you originally intended on. So when you are overconfident, you put aside your risk, you put aside the limitation and the restrictions of your rules, and now you solely rely on your instinct. And more often than not, you end up blowing your account. And the opposite is true. When you're feeling uh, down because of a losing streak, sometimes traders develop a gambler's mentality of some sort where they are unable to accept a loss, where they are unable to accept that they're in a losing streak, where they're unable to take time off, right? Because of this desire to always be on the grind, they find themselves now trading more to recoup the original losses. And because now they rely more on that emotion rather than logic, right? They end up blowing their accounts even more. Sometimes you could be in a trade. Maybe you've done your analysis and everything is on point. And because you were busy on a particular day, when you look at your chart the next day, the market has already moved. Now, because you don't want to miss out on the trade, the fear of missing out now outweighs the reasoning and logic, and now you enter into that particular setup because of the fear of missing out. What happens most of the time? The market reverses, maybe you see a pullback, and that pullback goes lower than you originally intended. As a result, you lose a trade, but you were right on the direction, you were right on the setup. You just didn't enter at the right time. So that's what I mean when I say the market is structured in such a way to manipulate you to taking decisions out of emotion. And you need to understand that it's very difficult to detach yourself from trading out of emotion because generally money is an emotional thing. If you're trading with money that you cannot afford to lose, number one, if you're trading with money that you genuinely worked hard to attain, or if you're trading with a huge sum of the aggregate money that you have, it's difficult to detach yourself emotionally from that. And so, one of the things that I've had to learn along the way, or one of the methods that I've applied to make sure that I don't put myself in that trap, is that I don't monitor trades using my phone. I place trades on my laptop and I move. Whatever happens, happens. I do not see the ins and outs of the trade. My schedule is structured in such a way that I don't have time to sit and look at charts the whole day. So that's the first method that I apply. If your system is as controlled as possible, you're in a position to follow your rules even more. You understand? If you trade in a controlled environment with strict and set rules, you are more likely going to follow a system. And so that's what I wanted to say. I wish I could say more things, but yeah, yeah. I think other things we're gonna talk about in the next video. But yeah, let me know what you think. in the comment section. For now,